I want to say something to you today that you may have heard before, but I want you to let it sink deep into your heart this time. Life is hard. That is the truth. But these hard times did not come to break you. They came to build you. If you are going through pain right now, if you are exhausted, if you are on the edge of giving up, then you are in exactly the right place. Because this is the moment where a person either breaks down or becomes something they have never been before. I want you to remember one thing. Hard times do not last forever. They come to pass, not to stay. But what passes through your life does not leave you in the same place where it found you. If you held on with patience, if you refuse to quit, that difficulty will leave behind a new version of you, a stronger version, a wiser version, a version that knows deep down that it cannot be broken. There are so many people in this world who believe that life should be easy. But let me tell you the truth. There is no joy in an easy life. What comes easily goes easily. But the dream you stayed up at night for, the goal you kept chasing even when your legs were tired, the vision you refused to let go of even when everything around you was falling apart, that becomes a light inside you that never goes out. Is it hard? Then do it hard. Take the difficult path, walk the rough road, because at the end of that road is everything you have been working toward. There is an old piece of wisdom about the Chinese bamboo tree. When you plant its seed in the ground, nothing happens for 4 years. Not a single leaf, not a single branch. People around you begin to laugh. You've been watering that ground for so long and there is nothing to show for it. But then in the 5th year, in just 6 weeks, that tree shoots up 90 feet into the air because for those 4 years, it was not being lazy. It was building its roots. It was going deep into the earth, creating a foundation so strong that when it finally moved, nothing could stop it. That is you. People cannot see what is happening on the surface, but underneath, you are growing. You are preparing. You are being shaped into something extraordinary. Keep watering yourself. Do not stop. And listen carefully. The people who disappear during your hard times, the people who show up the moment you succeed and say, "I always knew you would make it," do not waste your energy being angry at them. That is simply human nature. People arrive when the fruit is ripe. But the hard work of growing those roots was yours alone. The victory will be yours alone too. The people who stood by you when things were dark, remember them always. And the ones who are nowhere to be found, let them go. Hold no bitterness. Just keep walking your path. Now, I want to say something to you that is absolutely critical. You must believe in yourself. Not just today, not just when things are going well, but especially when everything seems to be falling apart, when there is no visible road ahead, when your own mind is telling you, this is not going to work. That is precisely the moment when you must listen to that voice deep inside you that says, yes, it will. I will keep going. I will not stop. Believing in yourself is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice. Every single morning you wake up and say to yourself, I am here. I am capable. My life has a purpose. And I am going to walk in that purpose today. Les Brown himself once lived in a moment where he had to sleep on the floor of his office because he had nowhere else to go. The man who has inspired millions of people around the world, that very man was lying on the floor of a building, going through one of the hardest seasons of his life. But did he give up? No. He looked at the security guard who told him he could not stay and said, things are not good for me right now, but they will not always be this way. That is the spirit. That is the mindset you need. Right now it looks like this, but it will not always look like this. Your hard time is temporary. It is not permanent. Never stop dreaming. If you have a dream, a destination, a vision, something you want to build or become, hold that dream close to your chest like it is the most precious thing you own, because it is. That dream is what gives you a reason to get out of bed on the hardest mornings. That dream is what puts strength back into your legs when everything around you is telling you to sit down and rest. Find your reason. Find the thing that makes it worth it. And whenever the hard times hit, and they will hit, go back to that reason. Let it fuel you. And take a close look at who you have around you. The people who pull you down, the ones who laugh at your dreams, the ones who tell you that is not going to happen for someone like you. You need to create distance from those people. That is not cruel. That is wisdom. Because if you stay around people who think like losers, their thinking slowly seeps into you. You absorb the way they see the world. Their ceiling becomes your ceiling. But if you surround yourself with people who rise, who are courageous, who smile even in difficulty, who believe that something better is always possible, that energy will become a part of you too. Look at your circle. Ask yourself honestly, what kind of person am I becoming because of the people closest to me? If the answer makes you uncomfortable, it is time to make some changes. I also want to talk to you about failure because a lot of people are afraid of it. They would rather never try than try and fall short. But I want to tell you something about failure that will change how you see it. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of the road to success. Every single person who ever achieved something meaningful failed along the way. They fell. They got back up. They tried a different approach. They failed again. They got back up again. The only real failure is the one where you decide not to get up one more time. Everything else is just a lesson. Everything else is just data that tells you what works and what does not. So go ahead and fail. Fail forward. Fail fast. Learn from it and move. One of the greatest things Les Brown has ever said is this: rough times have not come to stay, they have come to pass. Read that again. Sit with it. The storm is not your home. The storm is just weather you are passing through. And on the other side of that storm is clear sky and a version of yourself that is tougher and more capable than you can even imagine right now. The question is not whether the storm will end. It will. The question is, will you still be standing when it does? So I want to leave you with this. Do not wait for life to get easier before you decide to start living. Life is not going to hand you a comfortable moment and say, now is a good time to chase your dreams. You have to chase them in the mess. You have to fight for them in the chaos. You have to hold on to them in the middle of the storm, because that is where champions are made. Not in the easy moments, but in the hard ones. You have something inside of you that the world needs. There is a purpose written into your life that no one else can fulfill. If you do not show up for it, it will go unfulfilled. The world will miss out on what only you could bring. So you owe it, not just to yourself, but to every person whose life you were meant to touch, to get up, to keep going, to refuse to quit. Hard times will come. They are coming for everyone. But here is what separates those who make it from those who do not. The ones who make it decide, even before the storm arrives, that they will not be moved by it. They decide that no matter what life throws at them, they will find a way. They will not give up on their dream. They will not give up on themselves. You can do this. It is hard, but you can do it hard. The road is long, but you can walk it one step at a time. The dream is big, but you were made for big things. Get up, keep going, and never forget, it's possible.